It's the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores Race Report, brought to you by Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores in Baraboo, Black River Falls, and Toma. Your local O'Reilly's Auto Parts store, the Settle Inn in La Crosse, check in to the Settle Inn, the Toma Sparta Raceway, and Dean Satellite and the Team Dean's driver segment. Now here's Doc and Dan with this week's report.
Good afternoon. It is Saturday, and that means it's not time for college football yet. You can wait till the NFL tomorrow. We're going to talk racing and a whole bunch of it coming up on today's Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores Race Report with myself, the voice, radio man Dan Dyker. Alongside of me is Billy Knock Niles.
Hello.
Billy, we've got all kinds of stuff. It's monotonous here in the Midwest this time of the year. You get the biggest quarter you want. Heads, you're going to Minnesota. B, you're going to the Dells. Two huge races coming up tonight. How was your weekend in Elko last week?
Oh, I had a great time up there. Got to see a bunch of old friends. Missed a few old friends who we're going to just have to, scold them profusely when it comes to Oktoberfest.
Well, talking about Elko, tonight's a big night. It is Thunderstruck 93 in championship night for Thunder Cars and Power Stocks. Celebrating the life of a Dan Ryan. They've got the Arc of Midwest Tour, the Big 8 late models, Thunder Car, Power Stock champions and legends. Last night, the Dells Raceway Park got things kick-started with the 5th annual September Showdown. And starting today, Bandits, Hobby Stocks, Outlaw Bandits, Weekly Late Models, CWRA Super Late Models, Into the Road Challenge, and the Badger State Shootout 125. What a weekend here in the Midwest.
It's really cool to have an option of a big show to go to. You got that huge one up at Elko for Thunderstruck for the memory of Dan Ryan, and then you got stuff going on at Dells this weekend. So it's going to be a great time tonight. Well,
coming up on today's program, we're going to be talking with the voice of Elko Speedway. Jason Searcy is going to join us to talk more about Thunderstruck 93. While Billy Knock was at Elko last weekend, you had a chance to talk to two very familiar names when it comes to auto racing, primarily Elko and Oktoberfest.
Yep, got a chance to talk with our old buddy Mark Lamoureux again. Love doing interviews with Mark.
Bloomington Bandit.
Yep, because it's funny. Some interviews you're lucky if you could pull some good information out of somebody and make a 2-minute little spot here. Lamoureux could have probably gone another 10 minutes if I
was surprised you went 4 minutes. I'm like, Bill Niles actually did a 4-minute interview. That was great.
Yeah, well, I could have gone 10, 15 minutes with Lamoureux easy, and then I got over by Billy Moan and started talking with him, and I think that went close to 4 minutes also.
Yeah, it did. I was very surprised.
And, there are a couple of popular drivers no matter where they go. I mean, they're well-liked in the pits. They're well-liked by the crowd. So, why not talk to these guys and, find out what makes them tick?
They're going to be joining us on the program, and we are going to talk Oktoberfest. Coming up on today's program, we're going to talk with Dale Danielski with the Champions Reunion number 8. That's going to be held Sunday from 11 to 2 of Oktoberfest in the Big Red Party Barn. And this is kind of cool because on my TV show this week on KQEG TV 23, 7 Rivers Racing, I had Dale Danielski on for the whole program. And we broke down just a bunch of history and talked Oktoberfest and talked about this Champions Reunion. So we're going to be airing the TV interview during today's program. Did you realize last year, you have to have won a track championship and not raced for the past 3 years to get in free with an armband and all the food and beer they have up there. They had over 50 track champions last year.
It's someplace I'll never go.
Well, this is true. This is true.
At least
you have a media pass.
Yeah, I have a media pass. That's the only way I'm getting in that bad boy.
See, now when Chuck wants you to park cars on Sunday, tell him, no, I've got a media pass. I have to go interview special drivers.
Yeah, I will. I'm kind of a little depressed. I didn't know Mike Miller was going to be there.
I didn't either. I wish I could have got him last year.
I heard about it afterwards, or I'd have been all over that last year, but I hear he's going to be there this year, so definitely looking forward to seeing Mike again.
Another name that Dale said that we should really track down, and he's going to really try to help us out, getting him on the live radio show on that Saturday, is a man by the name of Carlson, but not Steve or Mike.
Okay.
So who else comes to mind?
Well, there's Tim, there's Nick, there's Tom.
Tom is going to be at the Champions Reunion. He's one that we've never had on the show before.
No, we've never had Tom on the show. Tom will be good for a couple of good stories from the old days. It's always got along good with Tom. Tom was a good racer, a very headstrong racer, and he had goals. and he did the best he could to meet them goals every year. He was very determined to do what he had to do.
Well, he is one that we are going to try to track down for the program, which we're going to do live from the Bubnick RV Media Center. Again, I want to thank Bubnick RV of Toma for jumping on board. They're going to be the media center location for you and I all of Oktoberfest. Going to be conveniently located right there, right off the grandstand. You're not going to be able to miss the big sign we're going to have. Yeah, Bubnick RV in Toma. Make sure you check them out. It's not too late. Usually this time of the year, our clearance sales, good times of the year to find good deals on maybe an RV or a camper that you can use a couple of times this year, winterize it at Bubnick, and then get ready for the spring, because the spring comes quicker than you know. You camp, you know this.
Oh, heck yeah. Camping it's probably this weekend coming up is one of the ones I enjoy the most. I'm out there for darn near the whole week. Get to see some friends and hang out with some peeps on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then it's nothing but solid racing for 4 days, which is right up my alley, man. I love this weekend. By the way, I was thinking about getting you a get well card.
Oh, great! Here we go.
Our trivia question this week, and I can't believe you parted with 2 pounds of bacon. How sorry are you feeling that you had to do that?
I was so excited because when we put the trivia contest together, the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores race report page on Facebook, it has the ultimate trivia question. It was just how this one blew up with prizes this year. Every year, the Lacrosse Speedway gives me 2 4-day passes to give away. So two different people are getting into the races all the way through Oktoberfest. And then others started jumping on board. Custom Design is donating some custom racing mugs. JNO Collectibles and Jamie Hurd's going to be donating a JNO Collectibles package. Then Peter Niekirk with One Star Customs jumped on board. He's donating a package. And I thought, I'm just going to top this thing off with each winner gets a pound of bacon.
Wow, were you feeling magnanimous at the time? Yes, that was a big word, by the way.
So, yeah, you can look up the trivia question on the Facebook page. We did wrap up the questions last night, and I'll be drawing a winner, 2 sets of winners, coming up here, probably in the next 2 or 3 days. I got to go through because there's some really long, creative entries that people sent us, and I really need to go through and find out who followed the rules and who didn't follow the rules.
Yeah, that's I just thought it would be a lot harder. All I can say is freaking Google.
Well, Dave Nelke was impressed because he knew the first one. He says, I found the first part of the answer. I found that. He said the second part, he thought there were twin 100s that this individual had won. And, in fact, it was a 50-lapper and a 100-lapper, but I wanted the names of the 2 races.
Wow.
So Dave, it took him a while, and I finally found the answer at the Michigan Auto Racing Hall of Fame website.
There's one. Yeah, I actually Googled it, and I found it on a different website. There is a dispute, and Danielski and I are going to have a talk about this.
Dale Danielski claims he was born in Canada. Everybody else says that our driver that we were talking about, we're not going to tell you who it is until next week, was born in Michigan.
That's right. So Danielski and I have a point of contention.
We're just getting started here on the big show. The Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores Race Report coming up on today's program. Dale Danielski is going to be joining us next to talk about the Champions Reunion at Oktoberfest. Jason Searcy from Elko Speedway is going to join us for the talk about more about Thunderstock 93.
Tell him he's a bad DJ, by the way.
Billy Niles is going to be joining us with exclusive interviews with 2 Elko drivers, guys we'll see at Fest. And then Paul Reicher will join us with the Vernon Rubber Race Report. Sit back, strap in, and put on your headgear. We're going to take you on a trip throughout the atmosphere. That's coming up next on
Steiker the DJ,
WBOG.
In a hurry, it's easy to stop. Whitetail Crossing and Smoke Shop. You're gonna like the things we've got. Whitetail Crossing and Smoke Shop. It's easy to see when you're on the go. There's only one name you need to know.
Baraboo, Black River Falls, Nakusa, Toma, Wittenberg.
Whitetail Crossing and Smoke Shop.
The next time you visit the west coast of Wisconsin, check in to the Settle Inn. Here's General Manager Roxanne North.
We want to treat every guest with the best that we have to offer, and that starts with the front desk all the way through the housekeeping department. My general philosophy in life is I treat my staff the way I want to be treated, and I pass that on that we treat our guests that way.
For reservations, visit the website, settlein.com.
People come here, we want them to feel like family.
The 2016 racing season is just underway and things are already starting to heat up at the Toma Sparta Raceway. Watch as 5 divisions including Hornets, Pro Hornets, V8 Pro Stocks, Sportsman, and the Open Wheel Modifieds battle it out every Friday night on our 3rd mile paved oval track. Gates open at 4:30. Green flag drops at 7:30. Located 3 miles west of Toma, just off Highway 21. Don't forget to stop by and like us on our Facebook page for all of the latest news and information. We'll see you at the Toma Sparta Raceway this Friday.
Cool Gold 1460. Now back to Doc and Dan with the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Store Race Report.
Welcome back into Whitetail Crossing Convenience Store Race Report here on 1460 WPOG. I'm Radio Man Dan Diker. Billy Doc Niles will be in and out throughout the program today. You know, as we get set, it's less than 2 weeks away from the 47th Annual Oktoberfest Race Weekend at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. Racing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Camping starting, believe it or not, next Monday. 2 weeks from Monday. That's right. Over 1,000 campers, 50,000 people. You know, one of the cool things as a part of the 47th Annual Oktoberfest Race Weekend is the 9th Annual Champions Reunion, showcasing former track champions. How about Dick Trickle, Jim Sauter, Jim Bach, Rory Melbinger, Tom Jones, Marv Mazofka, Marlon Walbeck, Steve Scholze, Billy Miller. How about ex-promoters, former promoters, and some current promoters? Phil Bickley, Jody Deary, Greg McCarns, Bud Holzhausen, Larry Weirs. A lot of them and current champions will be at the Champions Reunion number 8 on Sunday of Oktoberfest from 11 to 2. Over on my TV show, Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV this week, we talked with Dale Danielski from Starmaker Multimedia. He's the one that is the promoter of the Champions Reunion, and we thought we would give you an opportunity to listen in on that TV interview, and everything you wanted to know about the reunion is right now. Starmaker Multimedia's Dale Danielski, one of the biggest history track racing buffs you're going to find in this area, talking about the Champions Reunion coming up on Sunday of Oktoberfest this year. It gets started way before a lot of the other racing activities do, so you have a lot of time to come out of the campground and venture over and meet some of the stars of the past. Of course, they're still labeled as stars. The Tom Ruffners, the Marv Marzofkas, the Mike Millers, those are always guys that are expected to be there. Last year, I noticed you had over 50 championship-winning drivers. That had to have been almost a record for the 7th annual event you had.
That was our largest turnout. And, with the way it looks this year, the response I'm getting, I expect to have more, actually. So, yeah, we were really pleased with that. And like you mentioned, the Tom Raffners, he's a fest winner a couple times. Marv Marzofka, he's won Oktoberfest. Yeah, those guys will be there. Actually, somebody that has been there, but I think he's kind of been hiding a little bit, is Tom Carlson. And people don't realize that Tom had a heck of a career, actually, too. And they don't realize because Steve has continued to race, and he kind of overshadows it. But,
right.
But Tom actually, he's won the Fest a couple years, and, ran well in Artco, won races with that. So Tom's going to be there this year. So that he's kind of what I would consider a special guest, coming this year.
I think Tom is one that we have not had on the radio show yet. We're going to have to try to fandangle that this year. Dale was the guy that originally started. Matter of fact, this is the 6th year of the radio show on WBOG. The first year that we did it live at Oktoberfest that Saturday, Dale had us, we had Reffner and Marzofka, we had Bach, the grandfather, we had a couple of other guys. And then about 5 minutes, Dale had Dick Trickle lined up, and about 5 minutes to the show is done, Dick finally comes into the VIP area of the tower, and of course Dick was there, so we ran over like 15 minutes, but that was the year that Dick tried getting his golf cart up the backside of the quarter mile and found out it was too much of a ramp and almost rolled his golf cart, but he still made it.
He did. And isn't that typical vintage Trickle? Because Dick was notorious. Whatever event he was going to, he would be the last one there. I mean, that's the way he did it, you know. And who's to, you know, to say that wasn't a good formula?
Right.
Obviously, he won a ton of races, and he'd come in last and set a record, and you know, go on later on probably to win the feature event that night, whatever track it was. And why would we have thought it would be any different on this day? He shows up late. Last.
You kept telling me during the radio, like, he'll be here. And I kept looking at my watch. I'm like, I've got 10 minutes to fill here. And all of a sudden, there comes the door swinging open, and he just, right in the middle of doing the radio interview with whoever we were talking to, grabs the microphone and explains to our audience of what had just happened on the golf cart. And it was one of the funniest shows we've done. The event has been posted on Facebook. Just look up Champions Reunion or Lacrosse Speedway or Oktoberfest, because you'll be automatically able to find it several different ways. And I thought it was interesting. A couple days ago, I've seen some names pop up. Hey, I was the 74-75 Golden Speedway champ. I saw another one today. I came in with the track had never been to the reunion before, and also was invited to the event via Facebook and said, hey, I was so-and-so of a track champ. Are you finding that social media is really helping to drive this event?
It appears that, you know, and again, when you're talking people from the 60s, 70s, you know, you're not going to get a big amount of people. You wouldn't think, you know, that would be tuned into kind of our new technologies and the way we communicate. But I think more and more are. I think the Facebook thing specifically is really, you know, I guess you know, if you're going to live today, you might as well be a part of today, and that is, you know, as far as communication, the way it is. So yeah, we've gotten a really good response, really, from some people that, you know, maybe I wouldn't have thought would do that. And like you say, this Vic Getzloff, he's one of them that responded that way. And he was the crew chief for Dick Trickle for many, many years. Drove the race car hauler. And he's going to come this year. And as a matter of fact, he is a champion at the Golden Sands Speedway. So it's not just the Trickle thing. He actually did win a couple of championships at that track.
Even though I could bet during the Champions Reunion, you're going to have to put him in his own corner because people are going to want to hear Trickle's story. I bet you out of 9 out of 10 questions are going to be about Trickle, and then that one question, oh, you're a track champion, by the way. So let's get back to Trickle.
Yeah, and that's about how it'll go. I'll probably be the one that'll bring that up and say, hey, Vic, you did win championships.
Right.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, I know. That's how it'll go probably, too.
This is from 11 until 2, Oktoberfest Sunday. It's up in the Big Red Barn, the Chalet, the Hospitality Chalet, located in turn number 1. A lot of different things people can expect. I know last year I saw some memorabilia come out. A couple of folks, old drivers, champions, have brought out some newspaper clippings from the 60s. They had the Packard. It was funny. Somebody had brought up a newspaper last year, and when they held the newspaper up, they had the winning headline from the race, and the Packers win took the sidebar. I mean, it was just that big back then, but he still had the newspaper.
Yeah, and you know, we do encourage that. I mean, we'll get some of the drivers that'll bring scrapbooks and various things. I myself normally have videos that I show, like we were talking, some of that stuff I've dug up. We'll show some of that. I have these boards that I have newspaper clippings of pretty much from when, you know, the sport really got going in the 50s all the way up to at least into the 2000s, you know, and we'll have clippings of various guys who won and all that. So and people can bring stuff too if they want, you know. I mean, it is free if you have a ticket, you know, for Sunday's racing. It's free for the fans. I mean, and you know, and again, you can get autographs from some of these guys if you want, get a picture with some of them, but absolutely the memorabilia part of it is significant too.
What does it cost past champions if they want to be a part of this?
Absolutely nothing. Basically, they need to let me know of their intentions to attend, and I'll get them on a list at the main grandstand area, and they're free to come in and basically spend, well, it says 3 hours, but it's spend the day, watch the races, and do all the great discussion. So yeah, that's all it takes. Just they have to get a hold of me, and we'll get them lined up for it.
Well, you can find Dale Danielski at Starmaker Multimedia, located on Alaska. Definitely look him up on Facebook, and then like the event yourself and then share the event. We would like to see a huge conglomeration of people up there again. Again, they had 50 champions there last year, and with what I've seen so far, thanks to social media, you'd expect a lot more than that. And bring some Sharpies. They're never afraid to sign autographs. There was a line last year for several drivers. You never know who's going to show up. Just because they don't get a hold of Dale doesn't mean that they haven't called him and said, hey, don't tell anybody I'm going to be there, but they're going to be showing up and they're going to be there for the Champions Reunion. That's, again, 11 to 2, the Big Red Barn at the La Crosse Speedway, located in Turn 1. Once again, I want to thank Dale Danielski, Starmaker Multimedia from Alaska, for joining us on the Seven Rivers Racing TV show. We also incorporated that into the radio show today. Again, during the 47th Annual Oktoberfest Race Weekend, the 5th through the 9th, Sunday, October 9th from 11 to 2 in the Hospitality Chalet at the east end of the Speedway. That's the Big Red Party Barn in Turn 1. That's where you're going to find Champions Reunion number 8. Last year, over 50 championship-winning drivers attended. And as we were getting ready to shoo Dale out of the TV studios, he was telling us that it's going to be well over 50 from what they had last year. And these are any current champion that has not raced over the past 3 years. If you plan to attend, contact Dale Danielski at 608-783-5827. That's 783-5827. Or on Facebook, go under Champions Reunion 8 by October 5th. And all he asks is you provide information as to what championship events you've won and what racetrack you did it in and the years in which you won those championships. Again, send that to Dale Danielski, 608-783-5827. If you're listening in Minnesota or Iowa, you can join as well. If you're listening down in Illinois, you can join as well. Just make sure you look at Champions Reunion number 8 on Facebook. Let Dale know what track you were at, what championship you won, your name, and the year. Coming up next, we're going to talk more about champions. We're going to go from champions to Thunderstruck, Elko Speedway. That's what we're going to talk about next on the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores Race Report.
O'Reilly. Sign up to become an O'Reilly O-Rewards member today and start earning instantly. O-Rewards members earn $5 back for every $150 they spend. So if you haven't become a member yet, what are you waiting for? It's fast, easy, and free. O-Rewards. It's your road to exclusive offers only at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. In a hurry, it's easy to stop. Whitetail Crossing and Smoke Shop. You're gonna like the things we've got. Whitetail Crossing and Smoke Shop. It's easy to see when you're on the go. There's only one name you need to know.
Baraboo, Black River Falls, Nakusa, Toma, Wittenberg.
Whitetail Crossing and Smoke Shop.
The 2016 racing season is just underway and things are already starting to heat up at the Toma Sparta Raceway. Watch as 5 divisions including Hornets, Pro Hornets, V8 Pro Stocks, Sportsman, and the Open Wheel Modifieds battle it out every Friday night on our 3rd mile paved oval track. Gates open at 4:30. Green flag drops at 7:30. Located 3 miles west of Toma, just off Highway 21. Don't forget to stop by and like us on our Facebook page for all of the latest news and information. We'll see you at the Toma Sparta Raceway this Friday.
Here we go, Cool Gold 1460. Dan Diker and Bill Niles with the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Store Race Report.
Welcome back to Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores Race Report on 1460 WBOG. I'm the radio man Dan Diker. On the program, a track announcer, Jason Searcy, joins us on the program. Jason, how are you, my friend?
How you doing? I'm doing great.
Hey, big night for you guys tonight. It is the Thunderstruck 93, and I know this is always one that brings everybody into the Elko Speedway.
Yeah, it's got a lot of history. You know, it's our 8th annual one, and last year was an incredible race. That really got people pumped up. You know, it's in memory of Dan Ryan, who was a beloved driver here at the track, and he passed away of ALS. So this race is a charity race that supports a race worth winning. which supports families of people who are fighting that disease. So that's another aspect to it.
You know, before we get into what's coming up tonight at the Elko Speedway, that was one thing I wanted to talk about. Thunderstruck 93 celebrating the life of Dan Ryan. People can actually be a part of tonight's program without actually driving a stock car. They can be a lap leader, a part of the lap leader challenge with the proceeds going to ALS. Kind of explain how people can get involved with that.
Well, I think it's Nicole Fredrickson who handles most of that, and I'm not involved in that part, but if you go on their website, just look for a race worth winning, and just Google that, or go on their Facebook page, and that gives them all the details. And so, yeah, that's a charity aspect is a big part of this program.
And, of course, Nicole, I want to say that would be Danny Fredrickson's better half. Of course, she makes all of our your sister. That is, she makes all of our cookies for the tower at Oktoberfest, and I guess Bill's already put his order in for that. Now, the proceeds are going to fund the ALS Association. Now, that's going to be going throughout the state of Minnesota. That's just not something that someone locally is going to pocket.
Yeah, it's really nice how they organize that, and they do it a lot of different ways. They've got the T-shirts, and you see all these people wearing T-shirts with a Thunderstruck 93 on it, and that's part of the charity as well. And then Country Joe Holmes made a good donation, so 100% of the money will go to the charity.
Again, that's going to be a big part of tonight's Thunderstruck 93 and Championship Night for the Thunder Cars and Power Stocks at Elko Speedway 2016. Talk to me about it. How'd the season go for you guys?
Well, once we kept the rain away, it was really good. We did have 3 rainouts, but the eve of destructions were just absolutely crazy. We had 6 of them this year. We have 1 more yet coming up on October 1st. And the crowds were incredible. And so that was really fun. And the racing was really good. And so, it's been real consistent as far as the crowd goes. We've had lots of different winners this year. Like in super late models, we've had 14 different winners this year.
Holy cow.
Yeah, like before, Jacob Gady would win, over half of them. Well, that didn't happen this year. Joey Miller had 5 wins. Jacob Gady only had 3. Matt Gady had 2. Dan Fredrickson had 2. And then a ton of people just had 1. So that was kind of fun, to see some different winners.
It's always nice, here at the Lacrosse Speedway, we saw that in the Sportsman this year. Matter of fact, Thunderstocks as well. We had 9 different winners in the Thunderstocks. It wasn't just Andy Moore and kicking the crap out of everybody. And, of course, late models, it wasn't just Steve Carlson, Ty Majeski. You know Steve Carlson as well as I do. Can you believe he had 13 runner-up finishes this year?
I bet you that bothers him a little bit.
That has to. That's crazy. 13 runner-up, most in his career.
Well, that means he was always up front. That's look at the good side.
Talking about Steve Carlson, he ran the ARCA Midwest Tour here a couple of weekends ago down in Madison. That's one of your big features tonight, 125 laps of ARCA Midwest Tour racing, and it looks like the field of cars is going to be great.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's really fun. Well, mainly for us because our guys really participated in it a lot, and our local guys have done really well in the past. Well, mainly Danny Fredrickson. I guess he was a tour guy, but we call him our local guy. He's won this race 3 different times. And then, Ty Majeski, of course, has been here. We can almost call him a local guy. He's been here so much, too.
Oh, yeah.
In the last month or so, it's been fun to have him at our track. And, of course, he won last week. He won the second feature. And then Jacob Gady's won this race. And then Morrissey's won this race as well. But, yeah, with all the Midwest Tour guys coming, we can give them a good run for their money. Our local guys seem to win this race more often than not.
Also, tonight, for part of Thunderstruck 93, you're one of the 3 races in a row for the Big 8 Late Model Series. Of course, the Big 8 Late Models kickstart things at Elko tonight. Then next weekend, they run the Short Track Nationals in Rockford. Then, of course, and then they run at the Lacrosse Speedway. So it's got to be nice to be the kickoff for 3 big races for Big 8s.
Yeah, and our local Big 8s, we've had about 20 cars every single week. And so that's why our guys did so well in the national NASCAR points, because they could gain maximum points every week. And so Dylan Moore, that was a really dramatic win for him to get the championship last week. I don't know if you know about that situation, but it was Lemke was behind. John Lemke, of course, a lot of people remember him from running late models all over and running ASA series and such.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he was behind by 11 points coming into the night. After qualifying, he was down by 9 points. And then after the first feature, he was just 5 points behind. Well, Dylan Moore was ahead of him in the race by about 5 positions, but then he got caught up in a wreck. And so Dylan Moore had to actually go to the pit. And he said about half the pits, but about a dozen people ran over with duct tape and duct taped the rear bumper cover back onto his car, and his suspension was messed up. I mean, you could tell that the car was not running well. And so he was running around at the back of the pack, but he was staying on the lead lap. Well, Lemke was in 10th place, and of course a bunch of cars dropped out in that wreck, and Lemke could not get ahead. And lap after lap counted down, and he ended up in 10th place. You know, he's just stuck there. Well, Dylan Moore ended up in 15th. So that's that 5 points. So they exactly tied. They exactly tied, and Dylan Moore won on the tiebreaker. And so that was one of the most dramatic finishes we've ever had here at Elko. And when he pulled into victory lane, his car is just destroyed, you know. And that was quite the sight. And he was shocked. He thought that he had lost the championship, and he ended up winning it.
Team Dean segment featuring Jason Searcy, the voice of the Elko Speedway. Tonight, Thunderstruck 93. Also, besides those two big series coming to town, it's championship night for the Thunder Cars and Power Stocks.
Yeah, Thunder Cars is really exciting because Jeremy Wolf is going for his first championship. He's won out at Raceway Park before, but never won at Elko. And his big rival, Brent Kane, is right behind him.
The freight train.
Yeah, so it'll be those two going for the championship. And Brent Kane has only had one win this year at Elko, and that's, you know, usually he has a lot more than that, but he's still been super consistent. Jeremy Wolf has 5 wins. You know, it's going to go down to the last race for that one. And then in the Power Stocks, Bryce Bloom, who's a rookie, is going for the championship, and that's going to be exciting as well because we've had so many different winners in the Power Stocks all year long. And the guy who's leading the points right now by just 6 is Tom Doughton, veteran driver, and he only has 1 win this year, but he's always been up towards front. Bryce Bloom has 5 wins, and he's in 2nd place. And so that's going to, 6 points, so it's going to go down to the last race in that one for sure.
All part of Thunderstruck 93 coming up tonight. ARCA Midwest Tour, Big 8 Late Model Series, Thunder Car and Power Stock Champions and Legends, all for a race worth winning. ALS, Association of Minnesota Programs and Research, to find a cure for ALS. Jason, before we let you go, we're going to go ahead and let you talk just for a second. You've got a radio program you do in Minnesota. People should listen to that and then go to the refrigerator and then listen to you on my show.
I appreciate that. This is my 25th year doing a motorsports radio show, so I don't know if that's the sign. Maybe I should just wrap it up then and after that number or what. But no, I love doing it, and just talking to the drivers is what I love doing. It's so much fun. We got a chance to do a lot by going down to Iowa Speedway this year and interviewing. They let us win exclusive interviews with all the winners this year, which was really cool. And so that was fun to do. And then of course all our local guys too. And my buddy Dean Reller is my co-host, and he's the announcer at Princeton Speedway. Mm-hmm. So he interviews those guys, and I interview the Elko guys, and we just have a blast. So, yeah, just go to Speed Talk on 1360.com and get all the details on that, or find us on Facebook, Speed Talk on 1360.com.
I've never been on your show, Jason, but you've been on mine several times.
Sorry.
Jason Searcy, you're going to hear him busting the microphone tonight at the Elko Speedway. Thunderstruck 93 championship night for the Thunder Cars and Power Stocks. Autograph session starts at 3. Gates open at 5. Racing starts at 6. And hopefully you guys have a good night.
Thank you very much.
All right, Jason Searcy, look him up on Facebook. You can also find more information about his radio show. When we come back, we have a whole bunch more. Matter of fact, we're going to stay with the Elko Speedway. The Bloomington Bandit, Mr. Mullen, they're going to be joining us next on Kugel 1460 WBOG.
The next time you visit the west coast of Wisconsin, check in to the Settle Inn. Here's General Manager Roxanne North.
We want to treat every guest with the best that we have to offer, and that starts with the front desk all the way through the housekeeping department. My general philosophy in life is I treat my staff the way I want to be treated, and I pass that on, that we treat our guests that way.
For reservations, visit the website, settlein.com.
People come here, we want them to feel like family.
O'Reilly.
Sign up to become an O'Reilly O Rewards member today and start earning instantly. O Rewards members earn $5 back for every $150 they spend, so if you haven't become a member yet, what are you waiting for? It's fast, easy, and free. O Rewards, it's your road to exclusive offers only at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
the green flag. We're back to Doc and Dan on Cool Gold 1460.
Welcome back. I'm Dan Dyker, the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores Race Report here on 1460 WTOG. I want to thank Jason Searcy, the announcer at Elko Speedway, for joining us there just a moment ago. Again, tonight, Thunderstruck 93 Championship night for Thunder Cars and Power Stocks, presented by the Elko Speedway. If you look at some of the stuff going on at Elko tonight, that's where Billy Doc Niles will be going at 5 o'clock. It's the 8th annual Thunderstruck 93, celebrating the life of Dan Ryan. The ARCA Midwest Tour 125-lap feature. Big 8 Late Model Series running a 58-lap feature. Thunder Car and Power Stock Champions and Legends. That's all coming up tonight at the Elko Speedway. One of the drivers participating in that big race, we call him the Bloomington Bandit, Mark Lamoureux. Last time Bill Niles was at the track 2 weekends ago, we had a chance to talk to the Bloomington Bandit.
Bill Niles at Elko Speedway on championship night, joined by one of the fan favorites in the lacrosse area, our old buddy Mark Lamoureux, the Bloomington Bandit. First of all, I'll tell all the fans back at lacrosse, how's your season going up here?
Well, it was going really good for about the first half of the year. Won a feature, got 2 or 3 seconds and thirds, and then all of a sudden something happened to the car, and it kind of slowed down, and we've been kind of struggling since.
You've always been one of the top drivers ever since I've known you. And I've known you since I was a little kid, so I don't want to date us both. But especially tonight, it just didn't seem right seeing you run in the back.
No, it's the car just won't turn in the middle, and we've tried everything we can try, and so the car is going to go home tonight, and tomorrow it's going to get completely torn apart and try to find out what the heck went wrong. Something's wrong.
I had the privilege of bumping into you and your son Paul in West Salem last week, doing a little testing for Fest, were you?
Yeah, we went down on Wednesday and did some testing, and on the big track, the car works just fine. We got out on the track and had a good set of tires, went out there and clicked off 4 or 5 really fast laps, and so I don't know what's wrong here.
Well, we're coming up on weekend special season now. You got the next few weeks between here at Elko, you got Rockford, and you got La Crosse. Obviously, you're definitely coming down to La Crosse. Are you running next week? And are there any thoughts about heading to Elko or Rockford?
No, we're not going to run next week. We kind of made up our minds tonight. This was kind of we ran out of ideas tonight. So Paul and I looked at each other and said the car's got to come apart. Everything comes apart, and we got to measure and check. But we're not going to run Rockford, but we are going to go down to La Crosse. So we'll be there.
Now, I'm sure you're going to be running the Dick Trickle 99 if everything goes well that night. Are you going to take a shot at getting into the main event for Sunday?
Yeah, we're going to give it a shot. It's a long winter.
Now, you were one of my most favorite interviews last year because you had a couple of good anecdotes about the good old days, and I read an incredible story about you earlier this year in Dan Plans magazine. Did I read that right? $10,000 tire bill for one season?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, that was back in the days where there were no tire rules, and we would have a set of tires for qualifying, a set for the heat race, and a set for the feature. The qualifying tires you could run 3-4 nights. The heat race tires you could run a couple of nights, and you'd probably buy a set of feature tires there, and almost every night.
That's incredible. And you did that, every year for a long time till they had tire rules? Or
a couple of years, yeah. It's just the way it was. But back then, $500 was, like a couple thousand now. We used to win $500. And then some of the features paid $2,000 or $3,000, in the mid-70s. So it wasn't that big a deal, $10,000. You'd win 20 in a year.
All right. Now, I put Steve Carlson on the spot earlier this year. I asked him how long he was going to continue racing, and he was kind of coy about it. He said 1 year, then we'll see. What's the future look like for Bloomington Bandit? How long are you going to keep going?
Well, the rumor up here is that they're not going to have late models next year. Just going to be big 8s. And if that happens, then I have no idea what I'm going to do. So we're just going to go to La Crosse and race and see what they do up here. If they race late models here, we'll come back and race. And if they don't, I don't think I'll make it a big 8 car. We might go run, here and there in Wisconsin or I'm so busy at work. It's just so tough to go traveling, but
understandable. All right, that's been Mark Lamoureux, the Bloomington Bandit. We'll look forward to seeing him at Oktoberfest. Mark, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, Mark Lamoureux, I like that guy. He used to run quite a bit when I first started announcing at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway, the Bloomington Bandit, and I'd suspect you'll see him back at Oktoberfest here in a couple of weeks. Now, another driver that's going to be participating in the Thunderstock 93 tonight at Elko is a man named Billy Moen. We've had him on the program before. Great guy, great interview. Billy Niles, take it away. What did Mr. Moen have to say?
Bill Niles at the Elko Speedway championship night here, and talking to one of the top drivers of the super late model class, the number 8 driver, Billy Moen. Billy, first of all, you and I were just talking a little bit ago. You're following in the footsteps of your father. Tell us about what your dad's race career was like.
I don't remember a whole lot in the beginning. I was pretty young, and then you won a few late model races here and there, and got out of it when we had my sister, and then late 90s he got back into it, and he definitely didn't have the funding and whatnot, and it was pretty much a one-man deal, so I don't think he had a lot of fun, and so he got out of it, and 6 years later we ended up buying our own car and going racing.
So that's how you got into it then?
Yeah, I've been the kid in the stands. I still got checkered flags from people I've raced, signed by people I've raced with, and people that are long retired now. And so it was pretty cool. I got to race with a lot of those guys in my first year, and this place is definitely my home place, and pretty well grew up out here.
Now, did you jump right into super late model, or did you work your way up?
Yeah, I pretty much did. I ran a couple 4-cylinder shows, and my 4-cylinder broke down, and I was helping some people that had an extra late model, and they were fortunate, or I was fortunate enough that they said, if you keep everything else together, you can try it out. And I tried it out, and I wasn't terrible, so we just kind of jumped into it. But it's highly not recommended to do. It's definitely a learning curve, but I don't think I pissed too many people off, so it was fun.
No, I've come here a couple of times the last few years, and every time I've been here, you've been pretty much one of the top drivers. This is one tough place to race and win at.
Yeah, people are biased with their home track, and they say, our track's the best, but, I think I've traveled around enough that I know, we have our ups and downs, but if you can run good here, you can run good anywhere, and I think, just not picking on him, but Ty's came here and he started on the pole and didn't win the race a couple weeks ago, and it showed that Ty can win anywhere in the country and run well, and Ty's great. Him and Toby run great, and to come here and they get one win out of 6 features, I thought that showed a lot for the Elko Speedway guys, and when Elko Speedway guys go on the road, they usually are in the top 5 somewhere, so it's a great group of guys, and you can race pretty hard here and have a beer after, and everyone's just happy.
Now you got the Midwest Tour coming in next week, or probably tonight if we're doing this interview, or if this shows up on the radio show. You going to be running with the Arca boys?
Yeah, we're planning on it. I got the entry form here to turn in. That's a good group of guys to run with, and that's fun, and that they definitely are the top series around here, and if you want to see what you got, you go run with those guys, and that tells you how good or bad you are. Those guys that are going to show up are showing up with guns loaded, and it's fun to race with them, and hopefully the Elko guys can pull off a W.
Now, Oktoberfest is looming just a few weeks away here. Any plans of bringing the car down, or just showing up to enjoy the weekend?
We'd like to go race, but racing's all about money, and it takes a lot to go down there and do it right, and I'm not going to go down there and, just do it by the seat of our pants and, wing it. So our plan right now is not to bring the race car, but we'll definitely show up to have a good time.
That's super late model driver Billy Moen. Bill, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Already so the Bloomington Bandit, Mark Lamoureux, Billy Moen, Billy Niles having a chat with both of those gentlemen. We'll be seeing them here in a couple of weeks at the Oktoberfest race weekend. Billy Niles will be seeing both of them again tonight. Thunderstruck 93 championship night for Thunder Cars and Power Stocks presented by Elko Speedway. Everything gets underway at 5. They have all the action racing, that is, at 6. The Burning Rubber Race Report, that's going to be coming up next. Paul Reichert will be joining us right here on 1460 WBOG.
In a hurry, it's easy to stop. Whitetail Crossing and Smoke Shop. You're gonna like the things we've got. Whitetail Crossing and Smoke Shop. It's easy to see when you're on the go. There's only one name you need to know.
Baraboo, Black River Falls, Nakusa, Toma, Wittenberg.
Whitetail Crossing and Smoke Shop.
The next time you visit the west coast of Wisconsin, check in to the Settle Inn. Here's General Manager Roxanne North.
We want to treat every guest with the best that we have to offer, and that starts with the front desk all the way through the housekeeping department. My general philosophy in life is I treat my staff the way I want to be treated, and I pass that on that we treat our guests that way.
For reservations, visit the website, settlein.com.
People come here, we want them to feel like family.
The 2016 racing season is just underway and things are already starting to heat up at the Toma Sparta Raceway. Watch as 5 divisions including Hornets, Pro Hornets, V8 Pro Stocks, Sportsman, and the Open Wheel Modifieds battle it out every Friday night on our 3rd mile paved oval track. Gates open at 4:30. Green flag drops at 7:30. Located 3 miles west of Toma, just off Highway 21. Don't forget to stop by and like us on our Facebook page for all of the latest news and information. We'll see you at the Toma Sparta Raceway this Friday.
O'Reilly.
Sign up to become an O'Reilly O Rewards member today and start earning instantly. O Rewards members earn $5 back for every $150 they spend, so if you haven't become a member yet, what are you waiting for? It's fast, easy, and free. O Rewards, it's your road to exclusive offers only at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here we go, Pool Gold 1460. Dan Diker and Bill Niles with the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Store Race Report.
Welcome back to Whitetail Crossing Convenience Store's Race Report here on 1460 WBOG. I be the voice, Dan Diker. Season championships are going to be making round number 2 right now. Paul Reicher with the Vernon Rubber Race Report is going to be joining us. He'll be one of the guys at Thunderstruck 93 at Elko tonight. Take it away, Paul.
All right, Dan. Let's see what we have for results. Starting with last Wednesday, the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars were at El Paso County Raceway in Callahan, Colorado. Jason Johnson the victor. Thursday, ARCA kicked off the weekend at Chicagoland Speedway. Chase Briscoe claiming the victory. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series was at Knoxville for the annual Late Model Knoxville Nationals Thursday night. Billy Moyer won the preliminary feature that night. Friday, the Legendary 100 took place up at Cedar Lake. They got the first night rained up Thursday night. They got everything in except the A-mains before the rain came on Friday, so they had to run the A-mains on Saturday afternoon. Jake Radetsky won the late model feature and Darrell Nelson the modified feature. The annual Wisconsin State Championships at Jefferson kicked Friday night with the preview features for everybody. Casey Johnson won the late model feature. Team Dean's driver Kyle Stark won the international feature. Former lacrosse sportsman Feliciano victorious in both the sportsman and the hobby stock preview features. Night 2 of the late model Knoxville Nationals taking place for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Josh Richards won Friday night's feature. World of Outlaw Sprint Cars were at the Clay County Fairgrounds in Spencer, Iowa. Friday night, Donnie Schatz the winner. Saturday, season finale for the NASCAR Super Late Models and Bacon Sportsman at Elko. The NASCAR Super Late Models won by Nick Spinitsky and Ty Majeski. Jacob Gady is your champion for the 3rd year in a row. Big 8 Sportsman features won by Jake Cernett and Tony Brewer. Interesting situation for the championship here. Dylan Moore and John Lemke battled for the championship. Moore got caught up in an accident in the second feature. Allowed Lemke to close up to the fork-stick for the championship after the double feature. So the tiebreaker had to settle things, and Dylan Moore claimed the championship with 4 wins to 1 for Lemke. Final night, the Legendary 100 at Cedar Lake. Darrell Nelson won the late model feature, and Corey Mayer the modified feature. 55th running of the Tony Bettenhausen Memorial took place Saturday night. This was the race that was at Ileana since its beginning in 1962 until we lost Ileana this year. First running of the race at Grundy County Speedway down in Morris, Illinois, Saturday night, won by Ricky Baker. Wisconsin State Championships Day 2 at Jefferson, twin features for everybody. Casey Johnson just kicked everybody's butt, won both features, and claimed the overall victory. In fact, Team Dean's driver Kyle Stark did the same thing in the international class, won both features, and claimed the overall victory. American Canadian Tour ran Beach Ridge Motor Speedway in Maine, or also at Beach Ridge Saturday night. Travis Benjamin the winner. The Cars Tour ran at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Josh Berry won the late model feature. Raphael won the late model. IRA Tour at Beach Dam Saturday night. Mike Kircher the winner. Final night of the late model Knoxville Nationals for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Upset alert here. Look this guy up on the internet. Mike Marlar claimed the victory. Biggest win of his career, no doubt. NASCAR K&N Pro East Series ran at New Jersey Motorsports Park in Millville, New Jersey. Noah Gragson won. That was his 3rd road course win in a row. He won the 2 road course races on the Canyon Pro West Series out in Utah the week before, I believe. Let's see, the NASCAR Wayland Southern Modified Score ran at South Boston, Virginia. James Stavali won his first race since 2010. Spirit Southwest Sport was at Tucson, Arizona. Dan hosts the win. Local Challenge Series ran at DeSoto Speedway in Bradenton, Florida. Jesse Dutilli the winner. USAC Sprints at Tri-State Speedway in Hopstown, Indiana, Saturday. Kyle Cummings the winner. World of Outlaw Sprint Cars ran at US 36 Raceway in Osborne, Missouri. Joey Saldana the winner. And the 28th running of the Glass City 200 for the Outlaw Super Late Models took place at Toledo Saturday night. Tyler Roaring was your winner. On Sunday, season finale for the NASCAR Pinty's Series, the Canadian Series. They ran at Kawartha Speedway in Fraserville, Ontario, Canada. Jason Hathaway the winner. And 16-year-old rookie Caden Lopsevich claimed the series championship. He's got a bright future ahead of him. Final day of the Wisconsin State Championships in Jefferson saw the season finale for the Tundra Super Late Model take place. You couldn't hope to stop Casey Johnson all weekend. You couldn't hope to contain him, not even on Sunday. Set a new track record in qualifying, won the feature, and claimed the series championship. Casey's had a monster year here. Also, the Midwest Truck Series at Jefferson Sunday, and first ever win by Corvo. And that'll do it for the results segment this week. If you want to find out what else happened in the world of racing, definitely check out the Burning Rubber update on the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores Race Report Facebook page.
All righty, Paul, you're heading to Thunderstruck 93 tonight. Give us your prognostication. Who wins the ARCA Midwest Tour race?
This is going to be a tough race because it's always been a great battle between the Midwest Tour regulars and the Elko regulars. I wouldn't put it past anybody to any of the Elko regulars to steal the win. Jacob Gady, of course, like I said, won his third straight track championship. And Dan Erickson, I believe, is going to be part of that show, and he's always helped out on his own track. So it's going to be a tough one. Skylar Holthouse, I think, won a $10,000 to win ARCA Midwest Tour up there a few years ago. So it's going to be it's anybody's race. It's
all righty, again, Thunderstruck 93 tonight. Paul Reichert's going to be up there. And, hey, Paul, we greatly appreciate you joining us. Have a good time tonight.
All right, Dan. Thanks a lot.
All righty. Paul Reichert, the Burning Rubber Race Report. And, again, thank Paul Reichert. He's heading to Thunderstruck 93 tonight at Elko Speedway. Billy Doc Niles, you're going to be heading up there. Okay, now he predicted either Jacob Gady or Danny Frederickson to win the 125-lap ARCA Midwest Tour race tonight. Who do you have?
Well, I was up there last week, so I'm not going to make her tonight. But, boy, I tell you, just the way Majeski ran through that field. If you watched that race last year, how he ran through that field after he had that incident at the beginning of the race and took the lead on the last 5 laps, you can't count him out. I mean, he's just on such an incredible roll in that Midwest Tour right now. It wouldn't shock me if he was sitting in victory lane.
Big 8 late models, who wins tonight?
Wow, that's a good one. You would think one of the hometown guys like Lemke would be probably one of the favorites. You got some of them touring guys. Casey Johnson, one of our buddies, he's pretty good when it comes to them short tracks. So don't be shocked if you see Lemke or Casey Johnson sitting up there.
Also, Thundercar Power Stock Championships. Also, it is the 5th annual September Showdown at Dells Raceway Park. Everything started last night. Tonight, it is Bandits, Hobby Stocks, Outlaw Bandits, Weekly Late Models, CWRA Super Late Models, End of the Road Challenge, Badger State Shootout 125 with infield pit stop break and Sportsman's. Man.
When are they starting?
They started last night.
No, I mean today. I mean, they got all that today.
I think it starts at 3. Last night was the non-feature winners races. Bandits, Hobby Stocks, Outlaws, Bandits, Sportsmen's, and Weekly Late Models. I think everything gets underway at Dells Raceway Park tonight at 3. And the Badger State Shootout at 125, I think, starts around 7. So, man, you're going to flip a quarter for that. Thunderstruck 93 or Dells Raceway Park?
It's wherever you go, you're going to have a good time this weekend or tonight. So, it's I don't know. Man, that's a coin flip, like you just said.
Last weekend it was Jefferson. This weekend it's Elko, and it's Dells. Next weekend, National Short Track Championships, 51st Annual. Everyone's feasting their eyes on Rockford.
Yep, Rockford's going to be the epicenter next week, and then, of course, in 2 weeks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
It is. We should make a song. Here's what we're going to do. Billy helped me on the trivia question. By the way, 44 correct answers on the WBOG Race Report Oktoberfest tickets package.
Oh, I hate Google.
44 right, 274 wrong.
Wow.
Put your name and where you're from and your phone number.
How many would have been right if they'd have done that?
Oh, about 150. Oh, yeah, hands down. And we're going to do that. Between now and next week's show, we're going to create a song to Oktoberfest with the musical background of the most wonderful time of the year.
It's the most No, I'm not even going to start.
But you can sing when it comes to one of our sponsors. Here we go.
This is for you, Julie Diker. O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Ow!
And want to congratulate and bring on Bubnik RV of Toma. They've got a whole lot of space up there. They've got a whole lot of campers, fifth wheels. Anything you need for camping, head up to Bubnik RV. They are the sponsor of the WBOG Race Report, Whitetail Crossing Race Report Media Center.
Also got to thank Thomas Sparta Raceway.
Dean Satellite and Security.
Settle in. Fans Arena. I sported that nice blue jersey up at Elko last week. That was awesome. People loved how it looked. So it's making an impression. That's pretty cool.
All right, that's going to do it for today's program. I want to thank Billy Moan and the Bloomington Bandit, Mark Lamoureux, Jason Searcy, and Paul Riker for joining us on the program. More as we get towards Oktoberfest race weekend coming up on the big show next week at noon right here on 1460 WBOG.
It's the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores Race Report, brought to you by Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores in Baraboo, Black River Falls, and Toma. Your local O'Reilly's Auto Parts store, the Settle Inn in La Crosse, check in to the Settle Inn, the Toma Sparta Raceway, and Dean Satellite and the Team Dean's driver segment.